Hi friends, in the last session we have discussed that fundamental data types versus immutability, and we observed that if immutability concept is not there, what is the problem, right? So today I want to explain the problem with the Python shell, okay? Or how many ways to we can execute a Python program. Okay, observe here we can execute Python programs through IDLE or IDE or command prompt. Okay, three ways we can execute. Okay, how many ways we can execute a Python programs, and which one which which one is recommended. Okay, so now observe how many ways we can execute a Python program and which one is recommended. See, normally first I'm going through the IDLE. Okay, suppose with respect to yesterday concept, what I have explained, let me explain one more time. All fundamental data types are immutable. Once we create an object, we cannot perform any changes in that object. If you are trying to change with those changes, a new object will be created. This non-changeable behavior is nothing but immutability. Next, in Python, if new object is required, then PVM won't create object immediately. First, it is going to check is there any object available with the required content or not. If it available, existing object will be reused. If it is not available, then new object will be created. The advantage of this approach is memory utilization and performance will be improved, right? So now observe with respect to this point, I'm taking a equals to 10. Okay, a equals to 10 and b equal to 10. Now first I'm asking, can you please print the id of a? Okay, print id of a. Okay, now I'm asking for both print id of a and id of b. Okay, observe here I'm running the program. See, in both cases I'm getting the same id because same content for both objects, it is reusing. We can say that it is reusing, right? If you observe here, I'm increasing the number. Okay, I'm increasing the number. Still it is giving the same id. Did you observe? Same id for both. Okay, observe here I'm increasing the number one more time. Okay, now 446832, 446832. Okay, I'm increasing the number also, it is giving same. Now let me increase up to here. Okay, total how many zeros? That many zeros I will give for b also. Okay, now let me run. Okay, now still it is giving the same, right? With respect to same command prompt also. With respect to same command prompt also. If you observe here, Python test.py. If you observe here, here also it is giving the same ID. Don't think that here another ID, here another ID. It is differential, the ideally internet development learning environment. So this ideally you will get when you install Python. By default it will we will get. Okay, after installing we can execute Python programs through the command prompt also. Okay, so in that case for a I'm getting same IDE, b I'm getting same IDE in IDLE, and in the command prompt also. Clear, right? Now I will explain with respect to Python shell. Okay, So A equal to 10, B is equal to 10. Now in this case, ID of A, ID of B, ID of A and ID of B. So if you observe for both 80048, 80048. Okay. Now let me increase A is equal to 100 and B is equal to 100. Okay. Now I'm asking what is ID of A one more time. Now tell me what is ID of B. Okay. If you observe in both cases 829, 829, 28. Right. Now let me increase the number. A is equal to 1000, B is equal to 1000. Okay. A is equal to 1000 and B is equal to 1000. Now I will ask what is the ID of A. Okay. What is ID of B? If you observe here in this case 19696 and 23312. See from A equal to 10 same ID, A equal to 100 same ID, but when A is equal to 1000 the ID is giving the difference. Did you observe this point? But if you are taking here how many digits also it is giving the same. So if you observe here also one more time, I am giving 3 only. Okay, I'm giving 3 digits. So here what I am, how many digits I'm showing here in the command prompt? 3, right? So here also I'm taking 3. Okay, here also I'm taking 3. Now observe. See here 695984, 695984. Okay, but here if you are taking 3 means 196 here 23312. Actually it should reuse the existing object, but it is creating another object. So don't think that this theory is wrong, because 100% pakka this theory is correct only, but the problem with the Python shell. Okay, so it is varied from platform to platform. In some systems if you are taking this digit also it is going to give the same ID. How many, for how many digits you, if you take that many digits it is going to give the same ID for how much big integer if you are giving. It is varied from system to system. Okay, don't don't trust a Python shell results. Okay, it is varied from platform to platform and it will give some of the platforms it will give incorrect results. Okay, if you observe here for 10 it is giving same, but if you considering A equals to 100 for both it is giving same, but if you are increasing the number then it is start giving different number. Okay, observe here I'm taking this many digits. Okay, i'm I'm asking B is equal to for the same. Okay, now I'm asking what is ID of A. I'm what is ID of A and what is ID of B. If you observe here 23152, 23344. Okay, so the conclusion here is don't trust Python shell results. So you are coming here right by entering Python. Okay, don't trust the results which giving in Python shell, because Python shell will give incorrect results. It is varied from platform to platform. In some systems it is going to give the correct result also in some systems, but we are not sure which system it will give correct result, which system will give incorrect result. It is varied from system to system and platform to platform also. Okay, platform means operating system. Okay, so observe here and one more case. Anyway, I have explained here through command prompt. Now I will explain through IDLE. Okay, IDLE also have this some, we can execute some programs. A is equal to 10, B is equal to 10. Now I am asking what is ID of A. Okay, ID of B. If you observe here for both 36016, 36016. Okay, now observe the same. A is equal to 100, B is equal to 100. Okay, ID of A. What is ID of A? 38896. Okay, the same thing for ID of B. If you observe 38896, 38896. Now A is equal to 1000. B is equal to 1000. Okay, ID of A, ID of B. If you observe here 78928, 78960. If you observe here, when I'm start incrementing the value of here, then automatically it is giving that incorrect result. Okay, don't think that it is into having some range. Okay, so not like that, but it will give incorrect results. I will give you one more result also. Suppose I'm taking one string Sai Kumar. Okay, Sai slash N Kumar. Okay, actually in some systems slash n means it should give in the next result, but in some systems it will give in the same or in the next line. Observe here. If you observe here, I'm taking Sai slash n Kumar means Sai after Kumar it should come in the next line, but here it is slash n also considering as a string. But observe the result here also. What happened? S is equal to Sai slash n. See here also it is considering slash n as a character. But if you observe here, S is equal Sai slash n Kumar. But in this case, we are going to get the correct result. If you observe here, Sai after Kumar we are getting. Here slash n we are not observing, right? So don't think that in the integer only it is having some range, so that's why it is giving incorrect results. Means if you observe here for the string also slash n means it should give in the next line, but it is giving, it is considering as a character, it is not going to the next line in with respect to command prompt and with respect to ideally. Okay, clear, right? So not only int everywhere, but instead of this one, then what is the need of introducing ideally concept or Python shell is Python shell is introduced just for debugging purpose for small kind of applications, very small applications we can execute. Okay, if you are crossing the limits of executing application, then it is going to give start incorrect result. Okay, Python shell is for only for debugging for small kind of applications. Okay, and my question, last question. So where to execute Python programs? Okay, so Python is having ideally when you are installing, by default we will get ideally. This is called ideally. Okay. Happily you can write programs and run the programs by using here run module or here by using command prompt. Okay. If you are writing here, if you write the program and compile in this way, going through the file or ideally by writing the information and execute in this way or through the command prompt, or there are some IDs PyCharm, Atom, like, so if you observe here Atom. Okay, if you observe Atom, so this is also one of the ID. Okay, this one or PyCharm. So PyCharm, if you observe here, so by using this many IDs also we can execute Python programs. It is not recommended to execute Python programs in the Python shell because it is going to give incorrect results. Clear? It is recommended to execute Python programs. It is recommended to execute Python programs in file and execute as a file. Okay, it is recommended to execute Python programs file as a in Python programs in a file and execute as a file. Okay, but if we execute from the Python shell, it is having it will give incorrect result. It will give incorrect result and it is varied from platform to platform. Okay, incorrect result and it is varied from platform to platform, or we can say system to system. System to system. Don't think that platform means railway platform. It will, we can say OS. Okay, it is recommended to execute Python programs in a file and execute as a file. Okay, but if we execute from Python shell, it will give incorrect result and it is varied from platform to platform or system to system. Okay, but but for Python shell introduced introduced because but for Python shell introduced because of Python shell introduced because to debugging small applications. Okay, but for Python shell introduced because to debugging small applications, not for large scale applications. Okay, if we execute large scale applications, we will get incorrect result. We will get incorrect result. Clear? So how many ways we can execute Python programs means we can execute except Python shell. We can execute from ideally by default Python provides, or we can execute through command prompt as a file, and we can execute as IDs. Okay, IDs are nothing but PyCharm and Atom. Okay, so there are some IDs are there, so we can execute in that way. It is not recommended, so Python shell is not recommended. Okay, 1, 2 and 3. Okay, Python shell, we can say four-way also. Execute using Python shell. Using Python shell, but it is not recommended. Okay, we can execute Python. We can execute from IDLE. Okay, IDLE stands for integrated development learning environment. Okay, IDLE stands for integrated development learning environment. We can execute Python, execute through command prompt as a file. We can execute as IDEs, PyCharm or Atom using Python shell. Okay, but it is not recommended. Three are recommended, but fourth one is not recommended. Okay, clear, right? Please subscribe to my channel if you are watching for the first time. So in the last session I have explained that fundamental data types versus immutability. So if you didn't watch that concept, so after watching that concept, watch this, otherwise you may not get clear picture. Okay, please subscribe to my channel and thanks for watching the video.